Et salut YouTube, du coup bienvenue dans cette nouvelle série de vidéos sur Deadly Premonition 2 Blessing in Disguise. Alors, qu'est-ce que c'est Deadly Premonition? Donc c'est la suite, bien sûr, du premier Deadly Premonition, qui était un jeu, un open world, on va dire, où on joue un personnage du FBI qui s'appelle Francis York Morgan et qui allait enquêter sur des meurtres apparemment rituels qui avaient lieu dans une petite ville des États-Unis, une petite ville de campagne des États-Unis, et tout ça dans une ambiance très Twin Peaks. On en apprend plein de choses, sur ce personnage au fur et à mesure de son enquête. On apprend sur lui aussi bien que sur ce qui se passe en ville. Il y a du surnaturel dans les... merci Charindor pour ton follow. D'ailleurs, ça me fait penser que je n'ai pas changé... voilà, il y a la vidéo YouTube commence et c'est déjà nul. Je n'ai pas changé le jeu, qui est donc maintenant Deadly Premonition Blessing in Disguise. Donc, je disais que oui, donc c'est dans un environnement surnaturel, bah, comme Twin Peaks, hein, de toute façon. Et donc, je vais pas vous dire un peu ce qu'on apprend sur le personnage dans le premier, parce que si jamais vous souhaitez... Yo, j'ai découvert des vidéos FS13E sur YouTube et franchement, j'aime bien. Keep up the good work. Bah écoute, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, Charindor. Carindor ou Charindor? À toi de nous le dire. Et bienvenue. Bienvenue sur cette chaîne. Charindor, très bien. Et qu'est-ce que je disais? Oui, je vais pas vous dire, parce que si jamais vous voulez jouer au premier, si jamais vous voulez découvrir tout ça par vous-même, je vais pas vous révéler un peu ce qui se passe à la fin de ce qu'on apprend un peu dans le premier. Mais par contre, sachez que le premier, voilà, si vous voulez le faire, c'est un jeu qui est cassé, hein, très clairement. C'est un jeu qui est devenu culte, un peu justement pour son statut un peu cassé, un peu pété, parce qu'il a beaucoup de charme, mais le gameplay est pas ouf, c'est très très buggé, et même le doublage est parfois un peu aux fraises, etc. Je sais pas ce que ça donne sur le deuxième, on va voir, et on va le voir tout de suite en vrai, parce qu'on va se lancer après ce long blabla. Il va falloir que je m'habitue à valider avec B par contre. C'est parti sur un style un peu plus cel shading sur celui-là.
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Alors là, on a l'impression qu'on... Ah, je laisse parler.
Quiet down. You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The regional bureau chief merely issued a special order.
Oh. Yeah.
Euh,
Could I forget?
alors là, ça c'est bizarre, c'est-à-dire que je ne peux aller que vers l'avant.
Well-deserved vacation.
You want pizza? I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that junk anywhere.
Bon, taisez-vous un peu.
Whoa. Hey.
C'était jamais.
Hold on.
C'est-à-dire que si jamais j'appuie vers le bas, par exemple,
Pizza
et ben ça va vers le haut. Si j'appuie vers la gauche, ça va vers le haut, etc.
is a sacred food.
On n'a pas le choix, quoi. Ah, c'est con que le dialogue soit beaucoup plus long que le... Bref.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
It's open. Come on in.
C'est possible que ce soit l'enfer aussi, hein. Comme je vous dis, le premier était extrêmement buggé et avec un gameplay compliqué. Mais bon, le jeu a tellement de charme, l'ambiance est tellement cool que je suis très pressé d'écrire le deuxième.
You have questions for us. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Vous voyez cette mise en scène un peu cassée? Ben voilà, c'est ça qui donne aussi un peu de charme au jeu, quoi. Donc oui, très bizarre, l'intro en fait, c'est-à-dire que là j'ai pas de contrôle de la caméra, et en fait, quel que soit le bouton sur lequel j'appuie, eh bien le personnage avance. Ça c'est étonnant. Ouais, pas sympa, et c'est le coupable. Alors... J'en suis pas sûr, personnellement.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Salut, bonne soirée, Schreiner.
Hi.
Les yeux hétérochrome. Et une actrice improbable. Tout ça, c'est expliqué dans le premier. Hein.
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game.
On va pas prendre le dialogue.
Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived.
Ah, faut que j'appuie sur un bouton.
If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
Ok, donc là, on a un peu de gameplay, c'est-à-dire qu'on peut regarder autour de nous, a priori. Donc regarder, examiner, interroger. Donc, alors... C'est compliqué, je vais pas passer 10 heures à expliquer, mais en gros, le personnage du premier, donc, qui s'appelle Francis York Morgan, s'adresse sans arrêt à un personnage qui s'appelle Zach, quand on le joue. On sait pas trop ce que c'est que ce personnage qui s'appelle Zach. Et en fait, à la fin, on apprend qu'il a une double personnalité. Évidemment, et que Zach et York habitent la même personne. Zach étant celle qui était protégée par York. Donc on jouait York dans le premier, et à la fin, Zach se sent suffisamment safe pour ressortir. Et donc là, évidemment, on parle à Zach, puisque c'est lui qui a pris le dessus suite au premier. Mais donc c'est l'enquêteur du FBI qu'on joue dans le premier, donc c'est pour ça que je dis que ça m'étonnerait que ce soit le coupable du deuxième. Alors donc on peut observer ou on peut... Alors je crois la différence entre regarder et examiner. Donc on va peut-être regarder déjà pour commencer.
Letters of appreciation from the governor and the Department of Justice. They're caked in dust as if he doesn't even care about them.
Et alors si on fait examiner, ça change quoi?
You solved many difficult
D'accord, on
cases
l'interroge dessus.
across your career, utilizing your own unique MO. You've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnapping cases. In 2003, you solved the Inside Out Flesh Skinner case. In 2004,
Pardon.
the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case in Milwaukee. And also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis that very same year. Then, in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable. Did you really solve these cases all on your own? There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner.
Bah, ils vont peut-être l'expliquer tout seul du coup.
Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together. Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case,
C'est sûr qu'il fallait passer soi-même les dialogues.
we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise, 2 highly sought-after fugitives.
Alors, troisième œil. L'utilisation du troisième œil vous permet de déceler des éléments clés lors de votre progression dans le jeu. Maintenez LB, d'accord, appuyez. Utilisez le troisième œil fait baisser votre concentration. Utilisez à bon escient. Soit. Ah, du coup, vu qu'on a... On ne peut plus retourner sur les trucs, d'accord.
This smell. It doesn't surprise me at this point, but it'll be problematic in court if they decide his testimony is unreliable. I won't get another chance to talk to him face to face like this. I need to get him to stop smoking that for a bit.
On voit qu'effectivement, il y a une espèce de compteur, donc on doit pouvoir utiliser l'œil, je sais pas quoi là, un certain nombre de fois. Donc on va, une fois qu'on aura étudié tous les dialogues, on l'utilisera peut-être pour voir où est-ce qu'il faut aller.
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan, but would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... Yes, that.
You don't need
Elle est un poil agressive, c'est vrai.
Don't get
C'est peut-être
in
le
our
bad cop.
way and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
What if we say no?
Then I'll put it out myself, using force.
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah. This is Morgan's
Et lui, c'est le good
house.
cop.
Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis in the comfort of their own homes. And I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Exactly.
Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me. Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
Le mec est un sup.
What are you talking about?
Il se passe quoi si je passe pas les dialogues? Il passe tout seul ou pas? Parce que là, il est passé tout seul.
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears.
C'est bizarre ces dialogues qui sont coupés en deux
Don't
là.
judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough.
On a toujours pas dit pourquoi ils sont venus ici. Hein.
She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Putain, mais les dialogues sont horribles.
Agent Jones, that's sexual
Ah oui.
harassment.
Ça, c'est vrai.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up.
On retrouve des trucs. Alors, du coup, on va voir ce que c'est quand même l'œil machin là. Faut laisser appuyer. D'accord. Là, ça ne me donne rien, non? Si. J'ai l'impression que tout ce qui était... Tout ce qui apparaît là, on l'avait déjà avant. Bah ok. Alors, vu qu'on commence par ça, du coup, on va pas commencer par ça.
An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him? Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express. The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below 0, right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience, Belle.
Mais du coup, d'accord, je l'ai interrogé sur lui et pas sur la partie d'échecs parce que le curseur avait bougé. Du coup, on va examiner la partie d'échecs.
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right. They were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste, but the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan?
Lui, il pourrit un peu l'interrogatoire, quoi, en donnant des réponses à l'autre.
I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history. He was simply playing chess.
So, what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no, everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Ooh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Ok, bon bah on va finir par faire ce qu'on voulait qu'on fasse, hein.
From the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005. The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan, and now he's sitting right in front of me.
Let's go.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
C'est assez bizarre de commencer avec cette séquence qui est ultra longue, alors si le jeu ressemble au premier, ça représente pas du tout ce qui se passe dans le jeu. Hein. Parce que la façon dont on a joué dans le jeu, quoi.
You sure about that? Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim. Do you know what this means? That's why we're here. The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
On n'a pas le choix.
The body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse. This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
J'ai vraiment pas compris ce que ça faisait l'œil intérieur, là, je sais pas quoi. Du coup, on va pas utiliser.
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in. She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Ok. Alors, on peut réinterroger sur la photo? Ou sur la partie d'échecs, c'est bizarre. Ça fait quoi? On dit autre chose?
Halfway finished chess. I think he was playing both sides by himself. If it was merely for entertainment, it wouldn't be a problem. But I know that every action he takes has its own special purpose, especially now that his remaining time is limited.
C'est quoi si on le réinterroge sur la partie d'échecs? On peut le faire ou pas?
Who is it? This my fairy character you keep speaking to.
You can't see her? Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it, and no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped through?
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle, but my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there, on your lap this entire time. Hey, stop it. No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
Ok, donc il y a des dialogues différents. Donc est-ce qu'on réessaye le coup de l'œil rouge là? Bah non, mais je vois pas du tout, je comprends pas. Ou alors, il faut faire quelque chose comme ça? Non, même si on valide, ça change rien. Je ne comprends pas. Ça va pas coûter le même... Ah oui, d'accord. Non, je comprends pas. Pourquoi ça va pas coûter le même... Ça va coûter qu'une demi-dose là?
He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the
Bizarre.
body. He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for that. And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think.
Alors, je sais pas s'il y a un...
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Je sais pas s'il y a un impact dans l'ordre auquel, avec lequel on l'interroge.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course, we questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
The large man, yes? No need to answer. If you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
Il raconte, je crois, ils ont retrouvé ce corps dans un entrepôt donc de frigo, avec des produits frigorifiés, mais qui étaient encore en activité. Comment personne n'a trouvé le corps en 14 ans? Ces trucs étaient en activité.
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to? Before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason.
En même temps, si c'est une voiture louée, ils ont l'immatriculation, donc c'est facile de voir si c'est la même voiture ou pas.
Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it, especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
Alors, des poches de perfusion vides, une pile de DVD et un étrange espace propre. Donc, on peut regarder les poches de perfusion, pourquoi pas.
Poly-MVA supplements and a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C. He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then why does he have such an elaborate home medical care setup? How does he truly feel?
Bah, on va lui demander.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
Oh putain. C'est Sherlock Holmes.
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Ok. Bon, je pense que le truc intéressant, c'est l'étrange espace propre, donc du coup, on va l'interroger sur le reste, bien sûr.
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person. And I've never heard of any of these titles before.
C'est chiant que ça s'arrête pas le dernière section.
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
Putain, ouais, ça j'avoue, des DVD, c'est quand même un peu le luxe, quoi.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live. 1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know.
C'est qui ce mec-là? C'est qui sert à rien dans l'interrogatoire, quoi? À part pourrir les questions de sa collègue.
I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my life.
Simon,
Ok, bro.
it has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Alors, quel est cet
This
étrange
room's a
espace
total
propre?
mess. But certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man.
Bah, il y avait un truc posé ici, de toute évidence.
Mr. Morgan. I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are Sanctuaries.
C'est vrai qu'il y a un autre triangle comme ça sur la table à gauche, là.
They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon. Don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
4 ans et demi quand même.
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
On n'a rien à foutre de ta vie, en fait. Comment te dire? On s'en fout de tes pizzas, on s'en fout de ta vie avec les échecs.
Completely taking control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up? Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something? Agent Jones, did you find the files? Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Ah, dans une cinématique là.
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Stay. Stay back. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan?
Uh,
I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now.
C'est vraiment série 7? Ah bah oui, mais complètement. Mais c'est ça qui... C'est ce que je dis, c'est ça qui donne vraiment du charme au jeu, quoi.
I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't touch. Stay away.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch you again. keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case.
Y a rien de rouge dans la pièce? Bah, j'imagine que non. Hein. Par contre, ce qui est très bizarre, c'est que... Enfin, si c'est un truc connu, et je comprends que pour l'explication de cette phobie, on est obligé... Enfin, pour qu'on le sache, on est obligé de faire cette scène, mais que le mec vienne avec une cravate rouge, alors qu'il le surveille depuis 4 ans et demi, donc il doit le savoir, forcément. Ce jour-là, c'est quand même un peu bizarre. Alors, l'affaire Greenvale, si ma mémoire est bonne, c'est l'affaire du premier. Hein. On va voir.
Files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010. Officially titled the Greenvale case. I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news.
Je crois que c'était Greenvale, la ville dans laquelle on était dans le premier. Je suis pas sûr à 100%.
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years.
Ouais, c'est ça, je pense.
And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Le Carré case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
C'est certainement les morceaux de ruche en pot.
A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico.
Bah non, certainement pas. Hein.
Male bees are only born to inseminate. And they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
C'est le mec qui suit rien du tout, quoi.
Your bell's already stolen the reins from you.
Il y a des dialogues un peu chelous, quand même. Alors,
Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head? The
va tout interroger.
in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's fifth chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy.
Ça, c'est une approche un peu spéciale.
I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
Ça a changé. Bah oui, on a fini Little Nightmares 2, donc on est parti sur Deadly Premonition 2. Bon, c'est que des deux, quoi.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really.
Alors de quoi ça parle pour le moment? Bah, en gros, tu as deux enquêteurs du FBI qui viennent interroger un ancien enquêteur du FBI sur une de ses affaires sur lesquelles il a travaillé. Une affaire qui s'est passée en Louisiane. Est-ce que c'est à Nouvelle-Orléans? En tout cas en Louisiane. Et parce que récemment, ils ont découvert le corps qui n'avait jamais été retrouvé de la première victime de cette affaire.
I'm telling the truth.
Et l'ancien enquêteur du FBI, donc c'est cette personne-là en peignoir, qui a priori est atteinte d'un cancer, j'imagine.
Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here. Aaliyah?
Alors la photo d'un arbre.
A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. It's the most important leaf. The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business.
Let's go.
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case, they're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds. Trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes. Smarter than we thought. Connection. Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Le doublage ouf.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Bientôt on va peut-être commencer le jeu.
We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes, it was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
Et le jeu commence. Après 56 minutes d'intro. Hein.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny to be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be.
Le premier, c'est cette ambiance Twin Peaks. Hein.
You should know.
Là, ils ont l'air d'être partis plutôt sur une ambiance détective. Hein. On va voir.
Keep searching, walk alone.
Ouais, avec un générique à la James Bond, accessoirement, bon. Oula! C'est marrant ce mélange de trucs stylés et de ultra mauvais goût dans le même générique.
Zach. Zach. Can you hear me, Zach?
Ah ouais, je réponds. Hein.
There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos. Isn't that right, Zach?
C'est un peu long entre chaque phrase. Oh, putain, ça y est, il y a le titre. Let's go! Au bout d'une heure, le jeu commence.
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
Bien, merci.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carré, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
Essayer de retenir les noms parce qu'après les gens ils vont nous parler de gens et on ne saura pas qui c'est.
He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the
C'est pas la
killer
déco.
used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it.
Oh, let's go. Alors, c'est bizarre parce que on est dans une même phase d'interrogatoire, mais on n'a pas du tout la même interface. Alors, dis-moi plus sur la victime.
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
Donc David, le cuisinier, Lise, la victime, famille Clarkson, certainement une famille notable.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal. They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant. Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know. They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
Parle-moi de la famille Clarkson.
What do you know about the Clarkson's house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place.
Parle de gens avec un mobile, c'est une jeune héritière. Oui, c'est vrai.
That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power.
Bah, c'est ce qu'il disait, l'ambivalence. On en a parlé.
Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters.
Ah, il se lâche là.
And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all.
C'est sûr, ça doit être un petit coup au moral, quoi.
So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
Ok. Ah mais plus on pose de questions, plus il y a de nouvelles questions. Très bien.
Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think?
Ils en ont rien à foutre. Ils en ont rien à foutre. Vous avez déjà entendu parler d'un shooting dans une école? Les policiers ils rentrent même pas, alors j'aime mieux vous dire qu'une adolescente de 16 ans qui se fait découper, ils en ont vraiment rien à faire.
Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart, and when that don't work, they just beat your ass. That's the deep south for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way, like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
Ok, bah ça les empêche pas d'enquêter.
Live and Let Die, Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief. Right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat People. That's my point. Cat People. 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards. Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand? I'm talking about hyper-realism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of Cat People for myself. That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Juste un furie, quoi.
Okay.
Another vital element of Cat People is the presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie. His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder. Period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts.
Très bien. Un meurtre comme dans les séries télé?
When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited?
Ah bah j'adore les petites filles qui sont tuées.
Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
Exactement.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
Alors sous ce point, c'est sous ce pont, hein.
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Nah, wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces, scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed?
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
Mais attendez, parce que là, on est en train de dire qu'on a retrouvé le corps de Liz machin, mais c'est pas le corps qu'ils ont retrouvé 14 ans dans le futur, là? C'est une autre? Je sais pas si j'ai pas retenu le nom de l'autre.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Parce qu'on n'avait pas le budget pour coder des voitures.
Because it was stolen.
Pareil, même réponse.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen.
En vrai, dans le premier, il avait une voiture. D'ailleurs, il y avait même plusieurs voitures parce qu'on pouvait changer de voiture. Mais par contre, ça, c'était un bug générateur, quoi, les voitures. Quand tu rentrais dans une voiture, tout pouvait se passer. On pouvait passer à travers la route, se retrouver dans le décor, enfin dans tout le monde. On voyait des gens qui étaient dans les voitures et qui étaient à côté de leur voiture et qui roulaient. C'est vraiment le fort bug. Donc peut-être qu'ils ont décidé dans celui-là de ne pas mettre de voiture du tout pour se simplifier la vie.
It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be an FBI agent. In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities. And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Ah ouais.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really. But I'll listen if you want me to.
On le fait trop chier, le mec. Vas-y, il a un travail, laisse-le tranquille.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car at the airport. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana. So, I decided on a brand new hybrid car with a fully equipped air conditioning system.
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley. I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter. 1984, directed by Nick
Putain, il repart. Après, il fait beaucoup ça, hein. Il parle beaucoup de films en détail.
It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that.
Oui, il a une carrure assez bizarre, je trouve. Dans le premier, il était plus fin.
See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs.
Après, c'est peut-être le pyjama qui fait ça, on verra.
It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself. Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever...
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I'd parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it.
Comme un nageur de papillon.
And in its place, they left me this.
What?
Oh yes, on va faire du skate. Comme dans Tony Hawk.
A skateboard.
J'espère qu'il y a des points de figure et tout.
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. Why do you look so surprised? No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside me.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
The Miss Clarkson case needs us.
J'espère que c'est géré dans le jeu, hein, les installations.
Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach.
J'espère que vous notez tous les noms de films hein, pour les regarder à votre tour.
The searing light. These scents. It's the deep south.
Attendez, on va peut-être commencer à jouer.
That was a
1h15.
fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Il a rien mangé. Putain, par contre, la langouste là. Enfin, je sais pas si c'est une langouste, un homard ou ça au petit-déj, c'est hardcore.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single
Ah,
bite.
il le remarque quand même.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
Alors peut-être qu'on commence à jouer. Attention, parce que c'est pas un jeu... Théoriquement, c'est un jeu où vraiment on déplace un personnage, hein, je vous assure. Dans un environnement en 3D. Alors préparation, retournez dans votre chambre d'hôtel et faites le point, j'ai pas eu le temps de lire. Une nouvelle quête a été ajoutée à votre journal. Regardez! On peut déplacer la caméra. On peut déplacer son personnage. Let's go. On peut enfin jouer au jeu. Est-ce qu'on peut parler avec des gens? Non? Ce serait quoi? Ce serait B pour parler, j'imagine? Non, il nous ignore. De toute façon, j'ai l'impression qu'il y a des icônes voilà, d'interaction, donc quand il n'y en a pas, j'imagine que ça veut dire qu'on ne peut rien faire. Par exemple, on ne peut pas interagir avec cette porte. Peut-être que j'appuie sur tous les boutons pour voir le... Donc dans le premier, on avait un énorme motel aussi comme ça. Donc 203, c'est ça qui est marqué. On va appuyer sur les boutons. Donc A ne fait rien. B ne fait rien. X ne fait rien. Y. Tutoriel chambre rouge. Faites divers éléments dans la chambre rouge. Journal. Constituez toutes les infos de l'enquête. Sac utilisé. Débarrassez-vous d'objets. La carte, paramètres, écran titre, album, machin, blabla. Ok. Oui, d'accord. Ok, donc c'est le... C'est le menu, globalement. Donc on a des kits de soins, anesthésiant, antivenin, piqûre contre le rhume. Des balles, des cigarettes, 2 types de cigarettes, bizarre, sac de couchage. Café au lait, sucette, sablé. Ok, chelou. Et... Attendez, hop. Et important. D'accord, le skateboard. Et tampon, c'est quoi? Ah oui, d'accord, c'est une espèce d'achievement. Tu es 450 abeilles tueuses, tu es 60 écureuils bleus, tu es 5 alligators blancs. Bizarre. Donc, info personnelle, ok, c'est l'inventaire, machin, etc. Journal. Posséder des informations des quêtes afin de garder un œil. On commence à jouer, mais on commence tout à fait à jouer. Sur les objectifs. La quête principale se présente sous la forme d'un arbre, tandis que les quêtes secondaires et quêtes libres se présentent sous la forme de liste. Vous aurez 2 catégories de quêtes, les quêtes en cours et les quêtes terminées. Donc là, voilà, on voit ce qu'on nous a dit. Donc retournez dans vos chambres d'hôtel et faites le point sur les informations récoltées. Très bien. Et donc les quêtes suivantes, on n'en a pas, puisqu'on n'a pas fait celle-là. Et le sac, vous allez vous débarrasser d'objets. Ah, mais c'était pas l'autre, le sac? On peut porter 30 objets, B pour utiliser, Y pour s'en débarrasser définitivement. Et donc on retrouve tout notre inventaire. Comme tout à l'heure. Mais pas tout, parce qu'il n'y a pas les trucs bizarres, genre le sac de couchage et l'antivenin et machin. Ok. Attendez, non, c'était pas tout. Paramètres, information, écran titre. Donc ça, information, c'est guide, c'est quoi du coup? Allez, on nous reparle du troisième œil, on n'a pas compris. On n'a pas compris à quoi ça servait. Donc le carré, machin, etc. Bon, on lira ça tranquillement si un jour on a besoin d'aide. Ok, donc ça c'était Y, très bien. Ah, attendez, on peut se battre. D'accord, et ça prend de l'endurance sur la gauche hein, de se battre. Ça fait rien. Ah oui, ça c'est l'œil rouge. Ah bah bravo, j'ai utilisé une charge pour rien. Et ça fait rien. Ok, bon pour l'instant il n'y a pas grand chose qui fait grand chose. Ah, est-ce qu'on peut s'acheter une canette? On peut s'acheter du café. On va rien acheter. Mais on peut le faire si on veut. Salut. Mais il n'y a pas moyen de courir, par exemple? Putain, il faut que j'arrête de faire ça. Ah si, d'accord. Donc, courir, c'est ça. C'est RB, courir. Là, c'est là d'où on vient. Hein. C'est une façon bizarre de courir. Oh putain, un miroir. Dans les technologies. Hein. Donc ça, c'est mon étage, j'imagine. Ce qui m'empêche d'aller en dessous. 207. Encore une machine. Ok, c'est là chez nous. On va voir s'il y a des trucs qui traînent. Des collectibles. On veut des collectibles, bien sûr. Ah putain, on a pu... Ah oui, courir, ça bouffe d'endurance aussi. Et j'imagine qu'on peut plus rien faire tant que la barre est rouge. Ok, let's go. Ah, il fait un peu moins massif avec un costume.
Sang Rouge. We've been chasing it all over America.
Ah bon?
But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. Don't you, Zach? I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much. This hole's from the shootout in Tucson. And this stain's from Miami. Ah, Miami. Now that was a fascinating case.
Vas-y, raconte-nous Miami.
Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two. Even with the help of the drugs. A feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude.
C'était une plaisanterie, je voulais pas que tu me racontes Miami.
I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor. Same floor his blood gushed out onto.
Ok.
I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
Alors, le sein rouge.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states.
Ok, ah oui, on savait pas ça.
Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana. And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow.
Peut-être, ou peut-être pas, on sait pas. On se dit Lise Clarkson.
The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar. The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare. And he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Alright. C'est bon, on s'est préparé. Bravo.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach.
Let's go.
The Island, 2005, directed by Michael Bay.
Ah, c'est plus récent.
For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films.
Bah, Gilbert.
Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line. A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
Ah. C'est pas fini. Allez voir qui a frappé à la porte, c'est d'accord. Ah, je ne peux pas bouger. D'accord, il faut attendre que la quête soit... Ok. C'est good. Est-ce qu'on le fait direct ou est-ce qu'on fouille? Non, on va le faire direct. Par contre, là, j'appuie sur ouvrir. Hein. Ah, cinématique.
Hey there, chef. What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David.
Ok.
I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that le carré is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Ouais, c'est la question,
Yes,
ouais.
I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Le carré means square in French.
Ah. And
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality, just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man.
Ok. Je t'ai à la carte le carré caché à l'entrée de l'hôtel. Pour l'instant, on est très guidé. Alors, donc qu'est-ce qu'on avait ici? Les navettes vous permettent de déposer ou de retirer des objets, d'accord? Elles peuvent s'avérer très utiles lorsque vous avez atteint la limite d'objets, bien sûr. Il n'y a pas de mallette partout, réfléchissez bien aux objets. Ok. Alors, mais il y a des trucs déjà dans la mallette. Je sais pas pourquoi on commence avec plein de trucs déjà. Bon, pour l'instant, on va rien faire, on verra un jour si on a besoin. Armoire.
I'm very satisfied with the decorations and the size of this closet, Zach. And it's even got a security box. What else could a man ask for? It's proof that we're still safely inside the fringes of modern civilization.
Bien joué. Ces armoires, vous changez ou envoyer des vêtements à laver. Ah oui, alors, point très important du premier, figurez-vous que quand on portait un costume trop longtemps, en termes de jours dans le jeu, il était sale et on se mettait à schlinguer nos traces et on avait des petites mouches qui nous volaient autour. Donc il fallait envoyer, non seulement fallait se changer régulièrement, mais il fallait envoyer les vêtements au pressing, sinon ils restaient sales. Évidemment, on peut pas les porter le temps du lavage, effectivement. Donc de base, on a 2 costumes et donc on pourra en avoir d'autres au fur et à mesure de l'aventure, j'imagine. En tout cas, dans le premier, en tout cas. Autre détail, dans le premier, alors, je sais pas si ce sera le cas dans le deuxième, mais tel The Witcher 3, la barbe du personnage pousse au fur et à mesure, donc il faut se raser régulièrement si on veut pas avoir un style de clodo. Je pense qu'on peut se raser d'ailleurs dans la salle de bain. Voilà, se raser, tout à fait. On a eu un petit point en haut à droite, mais je sais pas comment on accède à ce truc-là. On peut se
Due to the
doucher.
nature of our work, we've had to stay at hotels all over America. But Zach, do you know what I hate most about living out of a hotel? Shower pressure.
Ah bah ça, je suis bien d'accord avec lui.
The shower was invented so that human beings could quickly bathe in large quantities of water, correct? Yet there are far too many hotels in our nation that have showers with embarrassingly weak water pressure. It's an outrage. And I'll keep tooting my horn about this every chance I get, believe you me.
Non mais enfin des vrais combats quoi. Sa douche est gigantesque. Bah après t'as vu la taille de sa chambre. Tout coup ferait un souci de proportion? Non, bah pas du tout. Qu'est-ce qu'il y en a d'autre? Alors, déco originale hein, pour un hôtel, mais bon, pourquoi pas. Là, il n'y a rien ici, j'ai l'impression. Alors, ah voilà, j'ai en train de dire, est-ce qu'on peut sauvegarder? Les modes de sauvegarde prennent généralement à la forme de téléphone. Vous pouvez utiliser les sauvegardes de progression. Vous pouvez non utiliser tous les téléphones de la ville de la naine. N'oubliez pas de sauvegarder le plus souvent possible. Oui, c'est ça. Hein. Sauvegardons. Hein. Par pitié. Hein. Alright. Et ben on est good to go, hein, je pense. Par contre, c'est un peu chiant qu'il se déplace lentement. Regarde la hauteur du pommeau de double chouette, hein, c'est ce que je regardais, mais ça m'avait l'air d'être au-dessus de sa tête, quoi, ce qui est assez logique.
Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him. Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hoongan.
Hoongan. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Oh là là.
Do you comprehend the oracle?
The oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Felton maidens, in the shrine of hunger, find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
Ok, j'ai tout compris.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the oracle.
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Let's go. Après, t'as peut-être pas tort hein, dans le fait que le truc soit disproportionné. Pourquoi j'ai ça? Parce que dans le premier, déjà on était dans un motel qui était ridiculement grand. C'est-à-dire que c'était débilement grand. Pour la petite, c'était une petite ville et vraiment le motel il faisait 18 étages. Bon, peut-être pas 18 mais il y avait vraiment énormément de chambres qui étaient toutes vides. La table à laquelle on mangeait c'est une table façon Poutine. Donc c'est peut-être aussi fait exprès quoi. Bon, on verra plus tard si on a besoin d'acheter des trucs. Je sais déjà plus comment on court comme ça. D'ailleurs, j'ai pas essayé Start. Ah oui, Start, d'accord, ça montre le... Et Select ne fait rien par contre. On peut rien faire. Et l'objectif c'est d'aller voir la carte, hein, c'est ça. Ah, on peut entrer là. Let's go.
Whether it's a restaurant or a hotel, the key to charming your customers is how you present your bathroom. I'm sure you feel the same way, don't you, Zach? Now this is the kind of bathroom a person can really get excited about.
Oh yes.
It might even trump the one we saw in that drug dealer's house in Austin. Remember? The art piece on display in there utilized the natural curves of human ribs in such a novel way.
Est-ce qu'on peut faire pipi? Est-ce qu'on peut faire caca? J'ai l'impression que non. Hein. Là, les miroirs, ils sont quand même... Ils sont bien. Hein. Les miroirs, ils sont bien. Hein. Ça, c'est du ray tracing, hein, je reconnais. Donc la carte. Let's go.
Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
Alright. Ah, on a la carte.
Zach, what did you think of Hungun's oracle? Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle.
Ok.
Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside.
Ah, il faut décrypter ce qu'il nous a dit.
Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right?
Ah, le restaurant,
The
j'imagine.
answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form.
Ah, on n'a pas eu le temps de
Or the 10 pins.
répondre. Il n'y a pas de
It's
bowling.
where someone can both eat and bowl at the same time.
Bah, vas-y, c'est le restaurant, je sais pas.
Skeptical as to whether we'll be able to find such a place
Il
in
nous a pas laissé une seconde pour réfléchir à l'énigme. Allez, vas-y.
Alexis's Diner and Lane.
Bah, par contre, je sais pas s'il y a un bowling. Mais... Ah bah si, d'ailleurs, on voit la... Ok, on voit la kill bowling. Il aurait pu nous laisser peut-être... Allez, 2 secondes avant de nous donner la solution.
This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign.
Peut-être que c'est parce que j'ai bougé plein d'endroits mon truc. Je sais pas.
I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it.
Ok, bravo à moi.
Now for the other oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map.
Serpent volant. Parce que serpent, ça peut être une rivière.
Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure we'll find out later. First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous?
Le
The
0.
answer is temperature.
Putain, mais il...
Yeah.
Sérieux?
0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than that.
Mais trop bizarre. Pourquoi il nous donne les résultats de l'énigme avant même qu'on ait
Does
cherché?
0 refer to Celsius or Fahrenheit? Let's think for a moment. We're in Louisiana. Which measurement system do we use here in America?
Mais c'est pas ça le truc 0 genre pour la congélation?
The Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold Storage Warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start.
Évidemment, tu penses. Putain, on a gagné 15 $ grâce à ce décryptage.
And how about that Hungun? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At
bellboy.
your service, boss.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams Deep South, actually. No, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
Les persos vont être en 4 exemplaires, d'où le carré. Ah. Ça peut être ça, ou ça peut être aussi, les gars, la modélisation de perso, c'est un peu chaud, on n'a pas trop le temps. T'inquiète, j'ai une idée. J'ai une super idée.
Hey, boss. How can I be of service?
Ah, j'espère qu'on a 40 questions à lui poser. Ah, et là, on est revenu dans le menu... Ok, bon, bah, parler. Putain, alors là, on change complètement de style. C'est-à-dire que maintenant, c'est plus doublé, il y a un petit bruit à la place. Bon, est-ce que je lis? On bosse dur pour ça, vous savez. Ah oui, je m'en doute. Par exemple, vous avez vu la déco des toilettes au... Vous avez vu... Ah, vous savez, donc vous avez vu la déco des toilettes au rez-de-chaussée? Ah bah c'est moi qui l'ai faite. N'est-ce pas, allez, chargez l'œil. Ah, et puis vous avez testé la pression de l'eau et la douche? Que voulez-vous dire? Alors, on est dans le sud ici. Tout le monde passe ses journées à suer des litres dans le coin. On a donc réglé la pression de la douche, de l'eau de nos douches au maximum. J'ai vraiment hâte d'essayer ça. Je vais le faire dès ce soir, j'ai déjà fait dès ce matin. Ouais. Ok, très bien. Bah, je pense qu'on a tout fait ici ou pas? Il y a un point d'exclamation là que je n'ai pas vu, je crois. Ah, c'est pour appeler le... C'est pour appeler David.
Always strive to provide our guest with the finest of service, sir. Our humble, bucolic town does have its inconveniences. Shopping, in particular, can be a bit of a slog.
Ok.
Therefore, we decided to provide a modest selection of daily necessities right here at our very own front desk.
D'accord, c'est le shop.
Great. Sounds convenient.
Exactly.
Vendre, acheter, retour. On peut voir ce qu'il a juste pour le fun. Donc ils vendent des armes, bien sûr, des munitions à l'hôtel. Donc il a rien qu'on n'a pas a priori. Ah si, peut-être. Rouleau anti-peluche. C'est pour nettoyer un peu son costume, je pense. Ok, bon, il y a des trucs. On verra plus tard.
Serving you is my greatest pleasure, sir. Please do let me know if there is any other way for me to assist you.
On fera ça. Est-ce qu'on reparle du coup à l'oracle? Ah non, examiner, c'est peut-être pas l'oracle. C'est l'oracle.
Zach, here's another perfect symbol of the human condition.
Ah non, pas du tout.
Hunting trophies. And it's a buffalo hunting trophy. Now that's a surprise. I've seen several trophies made out of human skin, but never a buffalo's.
What?
Looking at him brings out this strange feeling from within me. Yes, the very same feeling I got when watching a certain film from 1984, directed by Peter Hyams.
Alors, vous l'avez dans le chat, 84, Peter Hyams.
2010. The last scene in that film filled me with such a sublime, majestic feeling.
2010, donc la suite de 2001.
It was filled with everything that was missing from the finale of 2001, A Space Odyssey. Just talking about it makes me want to watch it again. Let's watch it once we get home. Promise, Zach.
Alright. On sauvegarde et on sort. Attention, le jeu va bientôt commencer. Hein. Attendez, manuel. Ouais. Il y a une sauvegarde d'auto aussi. Hein, qui a l'air de fonctionner puisqu'elle avait sauvegardé après. Après ma sauvegarde manuelle de tout à l'heure. Attention. Alors parfois il prend pas mon input B, je sais pas pourquoi. Pour l'instant, le jeu...
Non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease.
Bah de quoi je me mêle?
You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right? I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Non, c'est boloss par une gamine, quoi.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is
En fait, c'est juste une craquette, quoi.
and murder case somehow.
La meuf, elle a 8 ans.
A sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
Alors. Ah, j'ai l'impression que le jeu commence. Donc courir, s'accroupir. Ah, s'accroupir, on n'avait pas capté. Esquiver lorsque le pistolet est dégainé. Pour l'instant, on n'a pas de pistolet. Enfin, je n'ai pas trouvé en tout cas. On déplace la caméra, attaquer au corps à corps. Ok, ça on a vu. Et entrer dans la chambre rouge. Très bien, très bien. Alors, du coup. Maintenant qu'on peut jouer. Donc on a plein d'objectifs un peu à droite à gauche. Et il utilise la carte pour y marquer une destination au choix ou simplement pour la consulter. Vous allez faire à l'endroit de votre choix, puis appuyez sur B pour le marquer. Oui, d'accord. Ballon hiverne, destination, position actuelle, PNJ, hôtel, magasin, restaurant, mallette, téléphone, distributeur. Donc là, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Donc on a envie d'aller au Clarkson Food Delivery, machin. Je sais pas. Ah oui, ça c'est des téléphones, d'accord. Je me demandais pourquoi il y avait des machins marrons. On peut dézoomer, bien sûr, j'imagine. Oui. Il y a beaucoup de lieux déjà qui sont sur le truc, mais par contre, ils sont pas trop décrits, quoi. Ok. Pourquoi changer? Ah, d'accord, c'est pour passer d'un truc à l'autre. Ah, on voit les services de chaque endroit. Ok, soit. Et du coup, il nous a pas dit comment sortir notre skateboard. Merde, j'ai encore utilisé un truc d'œil rouge. De troisième œil. Ah, voilà. Durant votre... montée, donc c'était X, B ralentir, B accélérer, A ralentir. Est-ce qu'on peut sauter? Est-ce qu'on peut tricks?
Hey,
Quoi?
My daddy's still in the parking lot.
Aïe, pardon.
I thought you were gonna steal the right to investigate from him. Hurry it up.
Apparemment, on fait pas ce qu'on veut. Je vais quand même entraîner au skateboard dans le parking. Oui. Est-ce qu'on peut se prendre des dégâts, genre en se prenant une voiture dans la gueule? Non. Par contre, c'est con qu'on puisse pas sauter pour faire des tricks. Ça, par contre, oh la vache, ça tourne très très mal. C'est immaniable. Ah. Ok, heureusement que la ville est carrée, hein. Parce que... Attends, by the way, excuse-moi, mais il est où ton... Parce que son van était là, mais il a disparu.
Hey, you. You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you? Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you?
Quoi? Non.
You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Mais le père, il sait pas où il est passé.
This is America, land of the free. But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
Bah... Donc, ça vous montre la direction et la distance où séparant de la destination. Donc, qui ne reste pas la destination au choix. Très bien. Mais par contre, sans déconner, le père, je sais pas où il est passé. Hein. Parce que les deux marqueurs, je pense que c'est les deux trucs qu'on a indiqués sur la carte. Donc, est-ce qu'on a déjà fait bugger le jeu? Pourquoi elle vient avec moi? Elle vient avec moi où? J'ai du mal à piger. Hein. Bon bah... salut. Hein. Ou alors en essayant de sortir, on a coupé la conversation avec le shérif. Oh, le clipping de ouf. Les mecs, ils apparaissent devant nous, quoi. Du coup, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Est-ce qu'on va au truc du shérif hein, pour voir si... parce que j'avais compris comprendre qu'il était là, mais peut-être qu'il faut aller le voir. Hein. Je sais pas. Hein.
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but it sounds kind of weird. I wish he'd call me something normal, like just Patricia or Patty, you know?
Patty? Now that name's got a ring to it. I like it. How about Zach and I call you Patty from here on out?
Do whatever you like. Weirdo. You're heading to the warehouse, right? You gonna go straight there?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk to Zach. We're also on a mission to fell 10 maidens, you see. I'm eager to visit Alexis's diner in Lane, but we've only just arrived in this town, so it might be nice to stroll around a bit.
What?
Donc, ah oui, d'accord, il est là. Il est là? Oui, shérif. C'est quoi ce truc? Réduction pour les clients bronzés. Bizarre ce shérif.
So, Mr. York, what do you think of my castle? Pretty cool, ain't it?
Ah, je pense qu'on a vraiment raté un truc là du coup, parce que là il nous parle comme si on se connaissait.
I've been curious about it since the first time I saw it. You've got excellent taste, Melvin.
I dub it Lou Crawfish. I'll have you know, crawfish is pretty much its own food group in this town. Since this store carries all the bare necessities you'll need for daily life, I reckon it was an apt name. If it's sundries you're looking for, there ain't much you won't find here.
D'accord, on peut même pas lui parler. Et donc, ils vendent quoi, lui? Bah, la même chose, a priori. Il n'y a pas l'air de spécialité d'un vendeur à l'autre.
You ever need anything? You just come on by, Mr. York.
You're not only the sheriff of this town, you also manage a general store.
Sure, as long as you ring this bell here.
That's terribly convenient, Melvin. But I have one concern. What if a crime occurs while you're managing the store? Running a business and keeping the peace, both jobs require immediate response in times of crisis. I just can't see how it would be possible.
It's actually pretty easy, Mr. York.
But what if a criminal who just robbed a bank came here on his way home and bought up all your stock?
Oh, I like the sound of that. You want to make me rich? Hey, how about you just buy up the whole store while you're at it? I'll never let money stand in my way. It's not the boss of me, for I am the last shopaholic. Ooh, I'm funny.
Melvin, that was a serious question.
Really? Could have fooled me. Not even the Clarksons would do something that crazy. No point in preparing for something that'll never happen, right? After all, this is Lucare, the tiny forgotten town in the middle of southern nowhere.
Get it, Zach? It's Occam's razor to a T. Melvin, I have to say you're a very balanced man. Now I feel confident that the Woods household will do just fine, even if you end up losing your job as town sheriff.
You sure are a joker, Mr. York.
Ouais, je sais pas si ça a bugué ou si c'est volontaire. Je vais quand même essayer d'avoir cette discussion avec le shérif. Donc là on peut sauvegarder, là on peut déposer des objets, d'accord. Alors, les panneaux d'affichage, il faut y voir les quêtes libres. Quêtes libres donnera de l'argent ou bien des objets en guise de récompense. N'hésitez pas à tenter de nouvelles quêtes libres qui apparaissent sur le tableau. Vous pouvez prendre 3 quêtes libres à la fois. Alors, oula! Donc difficulté, tout est à 1 étoile. Donc un écureuil n'arrête pas d'entrer chez nous pour y mettre le bazar. Quelqu'un lui fasse passer l'envie de s'approcher de nos maisons. Donc on va tuer des écureuils. Hein. Objectif, tuer un écureuil. Hein. Let's go. Le mâle vit sous l'eau. Tuer un alligator. C'est difficulté 1 ça. Tuer un écureuil et tuer un alligator, c'est la même difficulté. Un ovni. J'en crois pas mes yeux. Détruire un ovni à la route au vieux chêne. J'ai aucun regret, tout ça a été notre intérêt. Il y a des objets d'une boîte aux lettres. Vous volez des objets d'une boîte aux lettres. Il paraît que la bière locale a un goût spécial. Demandez à boire au bar. Ah bah vas-y. Ah ça c'est ok comme quête. Allez consulter la clinique une fois. Allez vas-y. On verra pour les alligators et les ovnis après. Hein. Ok. Par contre pourquoi j'ai des... C'est quoi? Comment on a fait apparaître les notes là qui sont en haut à droite? C'est celle-là, j'imagine. Trouver un endroit à 0 degré, d'accord. Bowling, machin, on est d'accord. Les créatures nuisibles, donc ça c'est les 3 trucs que j'ai pris, ok. Et quoi ça ne disparaît pas? Ça me dit juste que j'en ai 5. Où est où le shérif là? Je pense qu'il va pas être là, ça va m'énerver. Mais voilà, c'est comme le premier, tout est trop grand dans ce jeu, c'est-à-dire que vraiment, c'est un petit commissariat d'une petite ville, ils ont 18 cellules quoi. C'est un truc caché sous l'escalier. Il y a toujours des trucs cachés sous l'escalier normalement. C'est la norme. Ouais, bah je sais pas, on n'aura pas eu la conversation avec le shérif, c'est bizarre. En même temps, c'est pas dans nos objectifs non plus, donc je sais pas. Là, on peut absolument rien faire. Hein. Non. Bizarroïde. Et bizarroïde de la fille qui nous suit, quoi. What the fuck. What the fuck. En fait, on va pas tarder à arrêter, là. Ça fait quand même 2 heures là qu'on est dessus. On aura fait vraiment l'intro, quoi. On aura fait l'intro. Sachant que du coup, on sait où on doit aller là pour les quêtes ou pas? On nous a parlé d'une clinique, on nous a parlé d'un bar. Mais je ne vois rien, j'ai aucune icône qui correspondra à ces deux trucs. Hall's Nest, c'est ça le bar, non? On peut faire ça, hein. On peut faire une quête. Comme ça. On va vérifier si c'est bien ça, mais je crois que c'est ça. Quand il dit à boire au Hall's Nest. Let's go. Ah, limite de temps? What the fuck? Il y a des limites de temps pour les quêtes? Oh non, ça c'est dégueulasse. Je sais pas s'il y a du temps in-game ou hors-game. Let's go. On va boire une bière et après on s'arrête. Ah, si c'est des limites de temps, j'ai dit que c'est des quêtes plus ou moins random. Parler? Elle? Attendez quoi?
Hey Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the Sang Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it in the end.
Attendez. Là par exemple, il faut que je tue un écureuil, mais n'importe quel écureuil. Bim! Alors, qui c'est le patron? C'est le patron là. Utilisation du troisième œil permet de déceler les éléments clés de leur information. Bah, pourquoi tu me dis ça? B. Voilà, attendez. Ah oui, les écureuils nous attaquent quoi. Ok. Ok, let's go. Vous êtes fait voler un objet? Quoi? Ah, les écureuils nous volent des objets. Putain. Et alors du coup, là, la quête elle est résolue, il faut faire quelque chose ou... Non, elle est résolue automatiquement. Ok. Donc vraiment, les écureuils sont un danger hein, ici. Et apparemment on peut les puncher. On peut les sécher avec une bonne patate de forain. J'ai dépassé l'objectif là, c'est ça? Le skateboard, je sais pas pourquoi ils ont eu cette idée, mais... Mais c'est quelque chose, hein. Ça fait pas très Louisiane, je trouve, quand même, le décor. Alors, j'ai jamais foutu les pieds en Louisiane, mais... ça m'évoque pas la Louisiane, quoi. C'est loin de ouf là le bar. C'est vraiment dommage qu'on puisse pas faire des tricks. On peut faire du skateboard sur la pelouse. C'est pas de problème. Par contre il y a comme un trou devant moi. Ah oui, il y a une rivière. On va trouver un pont. Ok. Est-ce qu'on peut seulement y aller ou est-ce que c'est comme dans GTA et genre au début il y a la moitié de la ville qui est pas accessible. Consultant notre carte. On se dirige vers un pont a priori. S'il est ouvert. En tout cas le skateboard ne pas d'endurance. Oula mais il y a des loups là. What the fuck? Cette ville. Si les écureuils nous attaquent, j'imagine que les loups ils font de même. Je trouve quand même très bizarre qu'ils aient viré les voitures pour mettre des skateboards quoi. Du coup il y a zéro trafic en ville en plus. Ok, bizarroïde. Où il est où ce pub? Ça peut être loin là. Parce qu'il est vaguement indiqué sur la carte, c'est ça, non? Hall's Nest, tout à fait. Et là on va me dire que c'est fermé parce que c'est pas assez, il est pas assez tard. C'est possible, hein. Non. C'est le... Je pense pas que l'entrée... On peut fouiller les poubelles? Let's go. Ouais, est-ce que c'est fermé? C'est bizarre ces trucs qui sont où il y avait juste marqué FR, genre comme si la traduction manquait. Je crois que c'est fermé. Je crois que c'est vraiment la loose. Genre c'est fermé parce que ça doit ouvrir genre à... On voit l'heure quelque part? Oui, 9h51. J'imagine que le pub est pas ouvert à 9h51. En même temps, ça fait sens. Attendez, j'essaie de sortir de cette situation inextricable. Bah c'est la merde. C'est quoi ce ballon? Mais tu sors d'où toi? Bon bah ça doit être ça, hein. Je pense qu'on peut pas encore avoir accès au pub à cette heure-ci. Bon, ce que je vous propose c'est qu'on va arrêter là pour ce soir. Sauvegardons. Et on va reprendre ça tranquillement. Pas demain soir. Est-ce qu'on sauvegarde ou est-ce que... J'essaie de... C'était avant ou après l'histoire du shérif, ça qu'on a sauvegardé? J'essaie de sauvegarder sur un autre truc. Et je regarderai hors stream pour voir si on a raté une conversation avec le shérif importante ou pas. Pour reprendre le truc proprement. Ok, bon bah arrêtons-nous là. En tout cas, je pense que ça va être des grands moments ce jeu, ça s'annonce bien. Merci YouTube d'avoir suivi cette vidéo et à la prochaine fois.